Thanks so much for tuning in to the latest episode of Beyond Ballin. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and even hit that notification bell so that you get alerted every time I drop a new episode.
Everybody wanna come to Lala Land. Everybody wanna come to Lala Land.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Ballin. I'm your host, Lawrencia Moten. Now, today, we have a very special guest with us, a good friend of mine for over 10 plus years, Justin Milstead, or J Mill, as he goes to many of you guys. Now, Justin wears many hats. He's a DMV native, a former collegiate basketball player, and the founder and CEO of the Lost Ones Classic. So thank you for taking the time, Justin.
Thank you, Lala, for that beautiful introduction. And not only that, yes, 10 plus in, so AKA lifers.
Definitely.
And salute to you with everything that you've been doing, just doing it and just popping your shit. So thank you. I am blessed to be here.
Thank you. I think the last time that we saw each other was at Morehouse College in Atlanta. I was commentating a game and you were there.
Yes.
So you're based out of Atlanta now.
Yes, since 2021. Yep.
How are you liking it?
Very smooth. Like, I really love it, not gonna lie. Cause you just see so many things and just the connections and people I move around with. It's just rooms I never thought I would be in.
Yeah.
You don't really have to be that particular person, but just being there and just me, I'm a sponge. So it's like I take notes of everything and just try to interpret what I got going on, and especially with Lost Ones and everything. So Atlanta is still, I still love it. I love it. So
You
I'll
still love
probably be there probably like what, 26. I'm gonna say till like I'm 30. I want to
Okay.
move to Dallas.
Yeah.
That's when I have my family and everything. When I get settled. Right now,
Okay.
we still toxic. You
I
feel me?
find it funny because a lot of people from Atlanta want to move to the DMV area, right?
I would say that too because DMV all black now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? From the higher ups. But
Yeah.
me personally, nah, because I was always outside and I feel like I did everything here. So I just love going somewhere else and popping it and, elevate and just
Mhm.
bring the stuff I be out of town to bring it back home. So
Mhm. So, first things first, I asked you to give me a bio, as I do with most people, because I want to know how they want me to introduce them, right? Now, in the
Mhm.
one that you sent me back, you said you're the Kanye of the DMV. Can you
Yeah.
unpack that for me and tell me what you think that means?
Uh well, I'm a open book, very transparent. And, people been telling me like you be tripping. Like I get all the adjectives, tripping, everything. But I just flat on the Kanye because it's just I'm different for everybody. Just growing up like basketball and off the court, dancing parties and stuff like that. You know how we are. We cool. Like we're super cool. Don't really do too much. Very judgmental, shit like that. But
Mhm.
I just feel like I'm Kanye. Like you play.
What era of Kanye, though? Because at this point,
Dang,
there's
what
so many
era?
different Kanyes. Are you Kanye currently?
No, I love Ye. His name Ye now.
Period.
I love Ye
Okay.
now, but
Okay.
I would say like, hmm, many eras. You got the crash out Kanye, where you
Mhm.
just go crazy, go buck.
Mhm.
You got the graduation Kanye, and it's just I would say all eras of Kanye, like in
Okay.
general. Like I don't really look up to him, but I just love how the way he moves. Like he'll talk crazy, but end of the day, he'll be right down the road, or he just knows some shit that we don't really know. So
And
I
you
feel like
resonate with him.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's beautiful. So we're in your stomping grounds, DMV. Like we talked to you before, and your parents don't live too far away from here.
Mm-mm.
How do you think being from this area has inspired the Lost Ones classic
Um,
that you came up with?
it's really everything for real. Basically, just me losing those particular individuals that we, celebrate every year. That just made me, I was like, I got to create something like that, not benefit for me, but people that can really enjoy them instead of seeing that sad part of when we lose people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
People will do T-shirts, price screen their name, black screen, RP, this and that, but that ain't really me. Like I decided to create Lost Ones as a celebration of their lives, and not only that, have our top players that I know, and to this day at the highest level to play under their names. So I think that is special, and just seeing, the families and the parents of my lost homies just seeing like, hey, like for example, Hunter Dickinson, best big man in college basketball, is playing under Doc name. You know what I'm saying? Even though Doc don't know him, but I know up in the sky, he like I appreciate Mill doing this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because
So before you get too deep into it, for those people who don't know, can you explain what the Lost Ones Classic is?
so Lost Ones Classic is basically a weekend event for real. Like I would say, I feel like an all-star weekend.
Mhm.
So, Friday through Sunday. And we had tried to incorporate like off the court festivities. And then that Sunday will be the games and stuff like that. So we represent six individuals um that we lost due to unexpected, events, gun violence, and the whole nine. And what I do and the team, we just decided to just make it like a big reunion,
Mhm.
and just like I said, see players that I be seeing on TV or people around here can't able to see them live. I have a chance to, bring that here. And not only that, we're going into our fifth year. First 3 years were trials.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was just all for me, just getting off a couch or like hitting the J or something and be like, all right, it's game time. You know, feel me? So
Yeah.
last year was really the first year of professionalism of Lost Ones. So we're officially a nonprofit. And just we just got serious with it. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my team, they got on my ass because I had to get serious with it. Year three was such a down year because I stepped away from the message. The message is to make sure these six individuals' stories and names just keep living on
Mhm.
and not just get too basketball correlated. You feel what I'm saying?
So for you, are these six individuals people that you directly knew, or are they like members of your team? Like, is it everyone has someone that they lost, or how did you come up with like the
Hmm.
individuals that
Six of them I
you're in?
directly, yeah, I knew them for sure. They all were. We have different moments that I had gravitated to them. Um, Troy, he didn't play basketball, but he was around basketball. He's from the Waldorf
I
area.
went to middle school with Troy
For
actually.
real?
Yeah,
See,
Thomas
see what I'm
Bullen.
saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he knew a lot of my homies that I play AAU with. And Troy and I remember our first conversation was just probably after a party or something. And then we just became like this. And then Doc basketball, Reed basketball, Lamar basketball, but his pops, I love his pops to death, family.
Mhm.
Very, very, very family. Who else? Who else? Dang. Oh, Nasty, aka Brian. He's from my side of town. Shout out to Suave and freaking all them. So Brian was a rapper and this and that, but he was around basketball. So basketball was really the pinnacle of these individuals and me,
Mhm.
and my crazy ass as well, just as a person. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So obviously, dealing with pain, everyone I think can sympathize, and we've all felt that in some like, capacity. How were you able to turn your pain into purpose though? Because a lot of people deal with losses of loved ones or just friends and they don't turn it into an event. Let me
Nah,
tell you that,
absolutely not.
right? So, what were the steps that you had to take to create the Lost Ones Classic?
um, Great question. I'm just not a funeral type of guy. I don't really do all that. And it's just like the what I how I really started Lost Ones was after Brian Nasty death, where during pandemic I was doing the ones and the twos on live and everything.
Mhm.
And our last event before, people start going back to school and stuff, I lost him after my let out. He got shot and killed at the court that we played on. And I remember the story. I remember the part where I made sure everybody was gone because the last event, I was still playing. I was still playing in my little days. And I remember I made sure everybody was gone because we're in the area that I'm not from. Like we was in the inner city of DC.
Yeah.
And I made sure everybody else was gone, but Brian and a couple other folks, they were still on the court because the lights don't cut off. And I remember y'all good. And he's like, yeah, we straight Mill, go ahead, go. And then soon I left the hill, I just heard, a couple gunshots, and then that's when we lost them. So that I just, I could have went into a dark place, et cetera, but I was just like, you know what? Let me create something. Let me create something. And it was his Lost Ones. And I had it in my notes for like months until July 2021. I was like, let me just do this. Let me just plant the seed. Let me see how people, are they gonna fuck with it or not? And they did. And that's when I knew after year one, I was like, all right, I got something in my hands that not only that just, I would say like build me up, but it's like, nah, like it's always a we thing with me with Lost Ones. Like It's never an I thing, like because it's many people. I can't get the players that play in Lost Ones
By
without,
yourself.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
without the help of Lamar's side, Troy's side, goes on. So
So you would say you manifested this.
I did.
You
I
did.
really did.
Okay.
I really did.
That's beautiful. So you talked about it a little bit. How do you vet the people that you bring on? Because you've had some big names, right? You mentioned Hunter Dickerson.
Yeah.
Um, you've
Najee
had some other big
Marshall.
names. Yeah, Najee's playing for the Mavs right now. So
Facts.
how are you getting those big names to play in this classic?
I would say just the organic love. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really reach out to the players, be like, yo, I need you to play. Like they just it's just all cause of I'll say not cause of me, but they just love who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't play in somebody's shit that I don't really rock with or this and that. Cause for what? You know what I'm saying? Are you just using me or whatever? But they feel the love and they just seeing me on Instagram and just talking to me. They know like all right, Mill's a genuine individual. So it's like, and we see the message and we see how hard he goes with this. I'm gonna show out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pop out one time
Mhm.
and it's been a blessing. And they came out during the trial years, which is crazy.
Huge. Yeah.
Huge. You
So you
feel me?
talked about the message. Now I got my notes, okay? So the what do you say? Like the slogan, right? It's one event, one day, one celebration. That's
Yeah,
what you have on the website.
yeah,
You still going by that? It's
absolutely.
beautiful. It touched me. But what does it mean to you? Because everyone has their own interpretation of what that would mean. But for you, what does that mean?
Um, First year was, one day. Second year was one day. Third year, I got carried away, got a little bit big headed, and I was like, let me do 2 days of the games. Like, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me do 2 days, this and that. And it just, like I said, it just went away from the message.
Mhm.
So year four, this past summer, it was that and back to the basics. I went back to the basics. One day of games. You know what I'm saying? Let Friday, Saturday be the festivities, like the nightclub party or brunch, something like that. But Sunday, that's only the games. Like, so I decided to do 2 games year three, two
Mhm.
days of games.
Mhm.
Ain't
Mhm.
nah.
No, you're gonna
Mm-mm.
step away from that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
ain't doing that no more.
What about it? Like obviously, like with any business, there are like the lows, the highs and the lows, right?
Mhm.
So what would you say are like your biggest milestones, like those high points so far? Because it's still new.
Uh,
Off the top of your memory, because obviously it's
Shit,
probably
this
yeah,
year,
this summer.
this summer went crazy, went
Yeah,
viral.
yeah,
Like, shout out to Cam Newton picked up on us
yeah.
and Twitter. When you go viral on Twitter, it just go crazy. So we
Mm-hmm.
went dumb on Twitter, went over like 7 million on that particular part of the main event game,
Yeah.
and it wasn't no layup, it wasn't no dunk. It was just showing the litness of the
The
event.
event.
You feel
Yeah,
me? So
yeah.
just all of the big, platforms picked up on it, and now we got people behind it that is like, all right, we see the vision, and it's like that. You get endless mail, endless interest letters, and you get that first big offer, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel as though like
This summer was that first big offer.
absolutely,
Yeah. So, what do you feel like, obviously through Twitter, it's and social media in general, right? It's not a long form platform like this, right? So, being able to do podcasts, this isn't your first one, mind you. Let me tell everybody, he's been doing podcasts. I've been watching him. Being able to, tell the message in a long form way. For those people who don't know, what do you need them to know about Lost Ones that they maybe already don't?
it's not just basketball. Like shout out to my fashion folks, my singing, rapping folks, all of that. I want to, collaborate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, I don't want to speak too much on it. We're gonna let it show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna show that Lost Ones ain't just basketball. Like it's really everyone for real. So that's my biggest thing that people don't really know. It's like we're really about to gravitate everyone officially. So
Mhm. Just creating like that unity throughout
absolutely,
everyone. It's not just sports,
not
but
just
like the
sports.
intersection of sports through everything. I love that. So okay, you went to New York City a part of this summer, right? Played in
Yeah.
that the Coney Island Classic sponsored by And One. That's Isaiah Whitehead's event,
hmm
right? How'd that come about?
Shout out to P Hub Prentice for connecting me and Whitehead. This was literally, yeah, we were supposed to do a year three, but year three was so jacked up we couldn't able to do it. And salute to Whitehead because he could have moved on because he thought I
Mhm.
was, playing around, wasn't serious and making it happen. But we was talking after year 3 summer, and I went back to Whitehead, was like, "Yo, like, I'm mentally straight now, physically, everything, my mind right, got my life straight together, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready, like, whatever I gotta do." And he was like, "July, boom, 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 come on, it's right there." And, we made it happen,
Mhm.
and ever since now, we're going back up there again next year, and yeah, so it's like,
Nice,
it's a
congrats.
forever thing now with
Yeah,
them, so
partnership. So I thought that was beautiful because I think, my mom's from Queens and my dad's from DC. So I think both New York and DC, like they have such two different styles of
absolutely,
basketball, right? Like I'd say like DC is more like finesse in my personal opinion. And then I'd say, or like DMV is more finesse. And then New York is more like, like hard nose, like
for
in
sure,
your
with a little
face.
finesse as
With a
well,
little finesse for
but
sure,
no,
like the
definitely.
fillet, but like we got way more finesse and they got way more like I feel like they talk that and they
Yes, they
just,
do.
like in your face and they're gonna let that speak before their game. So how was it, seeing that firsthand? You obviously have from like high school and stuff, but now everybody's grown,
Yeah,
so how was it?
it was a fun experience because people don't understand. We only went out there with 5 people because so many people, not so many people, but a couple folks that were locked in, but they had last minute things going on.
Mhm.
So that was another, little adversity that we overcame and stuff like that. But when we got out there, the 5 people I had, shout out to my homies and everything. This drink getting to me, so I can't name.
Yeah.
And most all of them ain't really play in New York like that. Like that was their first time really playing and just seeing, you know what I'm saying, people in the stands and Lance Stevenson out there watching them and they
Mhm.
able to take pictures with everybody. So that was my biggest thing. Like win or lose, I don't really give a fuck about winning. For real, I do, but end of the day, I just like seeing my homie faces or other people's faces that rolled up with us or wherever we do. Just like dang, like
The bigger picture of
the bigger
everything.
picture with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a fun experience. I loved it. I
Yeah.
love being in that
You
atmosphere.
love traveling, it seems
That
like,
too. I love
right?
it.
Yeah,
I
being in
love
new
it.
places, meeting new people, like the energy, you just get to like feed off of it.
Yeah, and how they
Yeah.
interact. Like
Mhm.
I love that. And it just they they just love what we got. Like I think people love us literally. Like they love DMV folks. So it's
They
just
do.
like
I think
sometimes like, I
so.
don't know why, but
You don't.
I mean I
I
do, but
I know why. I think
why?
because we're so balanced. You
We
know what I
are.
mean? Like
No,
I
we
think
are.
we can kind of fit in with like we're like chameleons in our own like right. We can fit in like we go out like being from Maryland or like born in DC but raised in Maryland like for me specifically like I can go out, right? But then I like could go to suburbs, like I could be city or I could be, like we could just
That's true.
with everybody.
That
So
is
I feel like
true.
how could you get mad at that? Like you
I ain't
can't,
mad at that. It's just like,
right?
dang, like y'all really like us. So it's definitely a compliment.
Definitely. So, what piece of advice would you give to someone who is out there right now and is dealing with a hardship, maybe a loss or anything else? How do they turn that pain into purpose like you did?
Mm, I would say first just pray. I would say pray before everything. Just, take a seat back, relax, pray, and then look in the mirror and just find your hobbies, find your niche, like of what you love to do, and just really incorporate that for real, for real. So
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, just look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Look in the mirror, think shit out before you just start doing stuff and everything, and just keep a good head on your shoulder for real. Like, don't dwell. I mean, you can
Hmm.
dwell a little bit, but it's life. You know how life is. Life gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of see that for certain people when I be on the gram and they lost somebody, and just black screen, black screen, black screen, black screen. But
Hmm.
black screen ain't going get you back on your feet. A black screen ain't going. You probably miss an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just like dwell on it behind the scenes, but end of the day, you got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on. So
Hmm.
I would say just chase your dreams. Just use that as motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta do this for the loved one who I lost. Like I know they know I want to be a aspiring cook or whatever. So I
Hmm.
got to do this for them. So just use
Hmm.
them as motivation.
Yeah. So for people who maybe aren't as good at networking or getting their name out there, or like, because I feel like at this point in our lives, like you're 26, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so same. So we're kind of at like a pivotal point, right?
Yeah.
Because at this point in my life, I can genuinely say that I see exactly how those people who are 60 are like, oh, I let my dreams pass. I don't know what happened in life. You do know what happened because when you were 26, you didn't do anything. You stayed
Absolutely.
in that job because it was safe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then at some point, you 10 years in, you're looking at towards that pension. You're
Yes.
not looking at your dream anymore. So I see exactly how it happens. How do you or what advice would you give to someone to get out of that rabbit hole, right? Like just take that leap of faith on themselves.
Um, just do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just do it. Step out of your comfort zone. That's the most corniest, not the most
No.
corniest quote, but it's like that's real shit though. Like you have to step out of your comfort zone. Even though, okay, you step out and you probably didn't live up to the expectations that live wanted to accomplish. So what? Because at the end of the day, you stepped out of your comfort zone. So me personally, I love stepping out of my comfort zone because you'll never know what type of blessings that you kind of, I would say,
Like attract.
yes,
Yeah.
you feel
Good
me?
beginning.
And that's the biggest thing. And I kind of have conversation with people right now about that. It's like, people are stuck right now, especially 26. Like our age is jacked up right now as far as people we know.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I just be trying to tell them is like, look, like just because the ball drop or whatever sport you played, that's not your identity. You know what I'm saying? Like find something. If you like to write or poems, whatever type of shit, that should be your next plan B, or just use that love that you had for basketball and put it into that. I feel as
Mm-hmm.
though everybody just got caught in the dang, I'm not a basketball player no more. Like, what, I'm fucked. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it's
you're not.
still
No, that's a great point. I think being from here, because, Maryland, like we're a small state,
mhm,
but we are like the mecca in so many ways of basketball, right?
absolutely for sure.
So a lot of people like that is what we do. We live, breathe it. So like when it's taken away, a lot of people don't have that identity beyond just being an athlete.
I know.
So that's really why I wanted to start this podcast, Beyond Ballin, because I want people to see themselves as beyond just an athlete. And I want like, other people to see like there's a little boy who sees himself in you, right? Who was playing basketball, who has dreams of doing other things into fashion, into helping people, who now knows that there's an opportunity after the ball drops.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think it's just so hard nowadays because you
'Cause I
know,
think I think people, okay, like you said, yes, yes, it was basketball or die, really, coming up here.
yes, for
But
sure.
I think you just shout out to my mama for real. Like she was like, look, you ain't just no basketball player. Like, go to that kickback, go to that Sweet 16, or go here. So it's like, I think you just have to start early. Like,
Mm.
okay, you get your 2 a day workouts in, but shoot, just go have some fun, enjoy your social skills. I feel as though a lot of people don't have good social skills because it's
That's another point.
like, because
That's
it's
gonna be a whole
like,
nother podcast episode because I mean, people don't,
no,
they don't
like
look in people's eyes anymore. I think something has to do with the phone. Ain't nothing in there.
a little bit.
I think it has to do with a lot of different things. That would be a whole nother episode I need to unpack because you're right.
No,
The
that's a
social
great one.
skills
Yes.
are like lacking. But I look at it like this, there's not a lot of people who can go in a room and talk to people. So it's more people for me to talk to,
Damn.
at
Yeah,
the end
that's
of the
hard.
day.
Yeah, that's hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Right? Like if you can't, that's cool. It's more room for those people who can. And you don't have to be perfect at it, right? But I think the first step is wanting to, right?
Yes.
And getting out of your own head. So anybody who's watching this, like even if you get nervous walking into a room and networking, just try. You know, the worst thing that can happen is nobody talks to you, which will never happen because people love talking.
Yes, they do.
Look at us.
We're talking.
We're talking. We love it. So people love talking. Like, don't ever think that somebody's not going to talk to you. Like,
That's facts.
just introduce yourself and maybe give your business card or just say what you want to do. And you'll feel like it's going to be reciprocated. Trust me. Come back here and comment that it happened to you because it will. So going back to the classic, Justin, um, are there any big names or any people that you kind of have circled like, okay, I want him to play like beyond just being a big basketball player? I feel like his message aligns with what I want to do. Is there anyone? And if so, while you
Uh,
think of it,
uh, no,
pitch to him, please.
pitch to him.
Yes, like Tell them who
Nah, it's
who.
some names that like that I love watching and played against,
Mm.
and I think hopefully our schedules align this year. But like for example, like Melo Trimble, like I love Melo game. I love Melo. Shout out to Melo.
Mellow.
Melo go crazy.
Shout out to you,
So
Mellow.
Melo, my homie Ant Cowan, like
Man, yeah.
those folks, you know what I'm saying? But they
Yeah.
got so much going on. So it's like
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think this year, as far as home one or even out of town, whatever, I think our schedule's going to align and I'm gonna holler at him. I ain't got to pitch to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
The
get him
two
on a
people he
call.
named, I think that that is
I'm gonna give him a call.
very attainable. And I think that, like, both being from here, I think it'll be perfect. Ant played at Maryland and Mello went to Wake Forest, but he's from here. And like, I think it'll be perfect. And they both, I think Ant's overseas right now,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Okay. I don't
both of
know
them
what Mello's
overseas,
doing.
and like they both were great Maryland point guards. Like Melo Trimble was one of them ones that it was just we was talking about. I was talking about him this morning with Mike Morcell, and we was just like
Mm.
Melo was just so part of my Mount Rushmore of top like
Wow.
basketball players in the DMV. So
Who are
I
the other people while we're on that? So it's
damn
four
my
heads, right?
four heads right. So
Yeah.
Melo, I throw Melo up there. Um, dang, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? I'm only gonna do this who I played against. Oh,
Yeah. Who you personally feel like,
man,
yeah.
Melo. Shout out to Day Day, Daquan Bracey, Lost One alum. I love him to death. Baltimore great. Um, Alani Moore. Shout out to L.
Mm.
L is part of my Mount Rushmore
Wow.
because
That's a
he,
big one.
yeah, he fucked my senior up. And then for, um, I would have to say, just because, nah, I ain't gonna do him. I ain't gonna do a cool car. I ain't gonna do it quick, even though he's one of them ones. But nah,
Mhm. Mhm.
my fourth one is hard.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just
I might have to throw Chris Likes, little Chris.
kidding. Okay.
The fact that 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", and the way he was just playing growing up and just him just terrorizing the WCAC when we was there and then going to Miami and Arkansas. Then he found the love again and he's doing his thing overseas. Lil Chris for sure. Like he definitely put us on the map nationally as well. So
Definitely.
shout out to C
Definitely.
Likes.
Shout out to all you guys for inspiring, obviously, not just us, but,
Yeah.
more people. And I think it's so important to, mention those people because I don't think anybody that you mentioned made it to the NBA,
Mm-mm.
right? In any capacity, not even like a 2-day contract or anything like that. So, still knowing that their impact is felt is
Yeah.
huge. Like
And
everybody needs to hear that.
everybody gotta hear that. Is this that's just a respect thing. And not only that, is this the love. You feel
Mhm.
me? Like you gotta talk every day, text every day, DM every day. But I know how much work you put in.
Yeah,
Like it can't go unnoticed. So for
definitely.
sure.
So now looking forward, I know you don't want to mention everything, but you got to give us something,
No,
okay?
I
The
will.
cameras are
I
rolling.
will.
So what is next for the Lost Ones Classic? What can we look forward to in the upcoming few months? 2025 is right around the corner.
It is. It is 5th year anniversary. Tomorrow really starts everything. So tomorrow we give back to 10 families.
Wow.
Shout out to Rise Organization. We partner with them. They gave us the 10 families. So we're gonna give back to them, making baskets for them, turkeys and everything, etc. So that's tomorrow. December, we have our mixer, our finale of this year,
Mhm.
December 26th. So more information coming out with that.
You got to let us know where to get tickets and everything like that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then city wise, June, my Atlanta, we're doing Atlanta.
Wow.
So I could have been did Atlanta, but knowing me, Sponge, and knowing who the right people, know who ain't really right.
Mhm.
Now I got my little crew out there and the resources. So now we're gonna do Atlanta in June, New York again, DC of course in July. South Carolina's on the map, North Carolina, Richmond again, New York, yeah, New York of course,
Mhm.
and then my dream city's Detroit, still to be dated, and we're
Wow.
looking at Houston. So yeah, we're
That's going to be a big one.
we're rolling, we're rolling.
Yeah.
And then the people who we connected with is like I said, it's
They're,
still it's like, dang, I'm really interacting with this
yeah.
individual and they
Oh,
really like
God.
my message. So
Mm.
more cities, everything, the rollout gonna be crazy. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited and it's like, damn, ain't no doubt, but it's like, okay, how can we top
Yeah.
this summer?
I mean, well, from the outside looking in, like, I want to take the time to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Lala.
Like, I wanted to have you on here because, like, I've seen what you've been doing. And now that I got the podcast back running up again, I definitely wanted to have you on. Um, and I think that ultimately you don't have to be perfect. With each year, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Facts.
And just with time, it'll get better on its own. So you don't have to worry about, like, well, what do I have to do to make this one better? Like,
No, facts.
on its own, by
Yeah.
people being a part of it, you still keeping those connections with those same people, them knowing what to expect and adding new people will make it better already. You don't have to do too much, right? And with
Copy.
time, like, that brings like more notoriety and people like understanding it more,
Mhm.
and it'll grow on its own. So I'm proud of you. I really am.
Thank you,
And it's
Lala.
gonna go.
I'll make cry now. We ain't gonna cry.
You're so funny. No, for real. Yeah. So congratulations. Anything else? Did I miss anything? That was, I mean, you're gonna be all around the world. East Coast wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like kind of like where's Texas? What does that count as?
South? Yeah.
Is that the South?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in South.
So I mean, like, you're everywhere.
We're gonna go crazy. I don't really got no outro. We just gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go crazy.
Well, we're super excited. Is there any way that anyone can like contribute or like help you guys or be a part of like the Lost Ones Classic? Where can they find you guys?
Definitely on Instagram, at Lost Ones Classic. Hit me up, _JMil25. So JMIL25. Go to our website, our email in there, Instagram in there. Check the website out, of course. And yeah, that's that.
And you're always looking for sponsors, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if a company wants to sponsor, because you guys are a nonprofit, like they can go to your website as well, or should they hit
Absolutely.
you up?
No, absolutely. Go to the website and definitely feel free. Yeah, hit me up as well. But website for sure.
Awesome.
We fast with it.
Oh yeah.
Ain't just me. So.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, Justin, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank
I had
you,
a
Lala.
blast. Thanks for coming all the way from Atlanta. I know.
No, I had to. I was
Yeah.
like, when you hit me up, I said, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this.
Thank you. It really means a lot. It really does. Like, I'm so proud of you. I can't say that enough. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Beyond Ballin. Until next time. See ya.
Everybody